Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Mr. Gupta Ibrahim is here with your social studies topic, weather forecast, and the instruments used to forecast weather. Weather. We will revise first what is weather we have done in previous classes. Ke weather is the daily conditions of a particular area, temperature, rain, pressure, and winds are the examples of weather. And climate, the measure of weather over a very long period of time. For example, about 100 years and at least 30 years, you can say. Meteorology, the science of studying weather, and the person who studies the weather is known as the meteorologist. So meteorologists give us the predictions about the weather. What is a weather forecast? Forecast, a prediction of weather over the next 5 to 10 days is known as the weather forecast. So we can also we watch the predictions about the weather on television and news updates, what will be the weather tomorrow and when the heavy rains will come in Karachi, and system of heavy rains is entering in Karachi. So these all are the weather forecast which meteorologists give us day to day, especially in monsoon seasons these days. What do meteorologists measure? Meteorologists measure about air pressure, humidity, precipitation, temperature, wind speed, and wind directions. All these are measured by meteorologists. Weather instruments. What types of instruments are used to predict the weather or to measure the weather? So, anemometer, anemometer is used to measure the air pressure. Thermometer is used to measure the temperature. Doppler radars also used to check the direction, movement of the air, and wind is sock. Barometer, both are used to check or measure the wind speed and direction, and weather satellites. All these are the instruments used to measure the weather. Weather balloons. Weather balloons, you can see in this picture. This is the weather balloon, and radio sound and parachute are attached with this. Now we will see what is meant by weather balloon. Weather balloons. Weather balloons carry equipment as high as 30 kilometer above the Earth's surface. So some equipments are fixed inside the weather balloon, and it carries all these equipments about 30 meter. The balloons can fly about 30 kilometer above the surface of the Earth, and these balloons measure temperature, air pressure, relative humidity, wind speed, and direction. Relative humidity, examples of relative humidity are fog. So all these are measured by weather balloons. Radar, used to find the location, movement, kind, and amount of precipitation. Where the precipitation is falling. Precipitation's examples are rain, sleet, hail, fog, snow falling. All these are the forms of are the kinds of precipitation. So radars tell us about they forecast about the precipitation, on which location, in which region the precipitation is falling. Look at this map. Here the radars can show that this region is having the precipitation, very heavy precipitation and snow falling, and the movement of these precipitation are also checked by the radars. Weather satellite orbit the Earth and send information back to Earth, used to track storms, wind speed, humidity, temperature, and different altitudes. So these are the satellites which orbit around, which move around the Earth, and also send the information on the earth about the temperature, what will be the temperature on earth, how much the humidity will be on some regions, and what will be the altitude of some regions. Yani कि distance from the equator is known as distance from the sea level is known as the altitude, and latitudes are the distance from the equator. So all these are checked by weather satellites. They give us the information of the weather forecasting. So these were the main instruments which are used to measure the weather, conditions, or give the predictions about the weathers and forecast the weather. There are some advantages of weather forecast. It helps in planning your daily routine. We can plan our daily routine. For example, if we have the forecasting of heavy rain, so we will not go outside. We will plan the activities inside the premises of our homes or offices. So helps. Another advantage is helps for selecting clothes for the right weather. If weather forecasting, if weather predicts about the cold or the warm weather, or the high heat strokes are coming according to the weather predictions, so we can select dresses according to the weather forecasting. It helps avoiding extreme weather when going out, and we can save, protect ourselves uh, from going outside in extreme weathers. For example, in heavy rains, in heat strokes, and if the prediction is about the heat stroke, will not go outside. So all these weather forecasts are very helpful in scheduling or planning our daily routine. There is a task for you. Complete this task. Before doing this, you have to read your topic in your textbook also. And also, I have given you an activity from your textbook. Do activity 1 in your book, given on page 28 of your textbook, chapter 3, investigating weather and climate. So read the activity and do this also in your copy. All these questions are to be done in your copy. Be regular in submitting your assignments on time. So that's all. You have a video here. Watch this video also, and it will be very helpful in understanding how these instruments work in forecasting the weather. That's all for today's class. We will meet in next class inshallah. Till then, Allah Hafiz.